So, good afternoon. I'm going to try to stay focused and talk today about some steps you can take if you are considering breast augmentation. And, if, like I said in some of the other videos, I'm dealing with breast implant illness. And back when I had them done, I did my best to try to get some information about potential problems with implants. And the information was not out there because this was back in 2007, November of 2007. And now the information is out there. So for those of you considering it, I really recommend that you look into some things. And I'm not making this video to talk you out of it, okay? I am just telling you some precautionary measures that you can take that hopefully will give you some insight and maybe help you make that decision. Make it an educated decision. This is your body, all right? We need to take care of this thing. And I know a lot of people that are considering getting breast implants, you're kind of young. And that reality of, just, our mortality, it didn't hit me until my 30s. And, no, I just didn't really have a concept yet. Not that I hadn't been around people that passed away or had friends that had been sick and, had experiences like that, but something happened in my late 30s. Like, it was really just, I am mortal. I have limited time, and I need to take care of this temple that I have been given to the best of my ability. Not so I can live forever, but so I can have the best quality life possible while I'm here. Because that's really what's important. I would much rather be that person that dies healthy and feeling good and doing something that I love than being bedridden and miserable for the last 5, 10, however many years of my life, because that's not living. That's miserable. But anyway, here's some recommendations. All right. First off, I highly recommend that you go to a specific website. And of course, I'm in the car and I'm talking and I don't remember what it is, but I'm going to put the link down below. And I want you to look at it and I want you to read some of the information and just make yourself aware. Make yourself aware of the symptoms and the things that can occur. So that way, if you decide to go through with the surgery and you start noticing some things, it doesn't take you 11 years, like it did with me, to figure it out. A lot of people, they've spent I've spent thousands of dollars. Let's be real. My husband spent thousands of dollars. On, testing and herbs and vitamins and cleanses and gym memberships and clothing and, just all this crap. Medication, all types of things. And it's just not necessary. If you get to the root of the issue early on, you could skip a lot of these expensive steps. The other thing I really recommend that you do, and I know some people have some issues with these, but come on. All right, go get the 23andMe or the Ancestry or, any one of these genetic testing kits. They have specials all the time. They're less than $100. If you're going to spend thousands of dollars on some boobs, oh my goodness, go spend $100 on some genetic testing. See if you have some of the genes that they have found are very common with people that have bad reactions. The information's out there. I mean, it's a $100 test. Just do it. And if you find that you do have these genes or these genetic mutations, that's just more information to help you decide. And it's not just for your decision whether or not to get implants. I mean, these are, you could find out about how you may react to certain medications, anesthesias, all types of things. What's interesting too is a lot of times people that have like the MTHFR gene mutation, not only will they likely have a reaction to implants, but they don't commonly do well with antidepressants and some other things. And so here you are experiencing depression because of your implants and then being given antidepressants, and then you're getting even worse. It's this whole thing. I don't know why doctors don't use this stuff more often. I really don't. It's easy, it's out there, it's cheap. I mean, it's cheaper to get the genetic testing than it is to get a lot of like your panels that are done when your body's freaking out and you're like, what the hell's going on? Another thing to do, obviously you want to really look into your surgeon, look at reviews. Not all surgeons provide before and after pictures. Mine did not. And it was because he worked in a hospital, and that would have gone against, whatever. I don't know. Is it their HEPA or whatever? I don't know what it is. But he couldn't. But, I mean, we clicked, and he was finishing my sentences, and we saw eye to eye on what my goals were. And he was just, he was wonderful. I said in another video, I have nothing bad to say about my surgeon. I thought he was absolutely fantastic. The job was beautiful. I felt great. His staff was great. The anesthesiologist was great. Everything. Wonderful. I just had a reaction. Just the way it was. What else can you do? Definitely consider whether or not you are going to have children and if you want to nurse afterwards. Now, I had decided that I was not going to have any more children, and that's why I chose to have my implants put in at the nipple, because I was like, I don't care if stuff gets messed up. I'm not using them. I was wrong though. I ended up having another baby. But, talk with your surgeon about those things. Let's see, what else? What are some things I wish I had known before doing it? Oh, here's another thing. When it comes to choosing the size, all right? Great surgeons will tell you, what do you want to look like? They might have you fill up a bra, and milliliters are equal to cc's. So my surgeon said go home, fill up a bag with rice, stuff the bra that you want to fit into in it, and then measure how many milliliters, and we'll know how many cc's. I went a little bit bigger than I should have, and what I didn't realize is that when they were all up and perky and brand new, they look, some people say they look bigger, but I felt when mine settled and dropped, they looked much fuller and much bigger. Obviously there's swelling right after surgery, and when the swelling goes down, so many women are like, oh, I wish I had gone bigger, because you got used to them kind of swollen and big. But then when they drop, they look a little bit bigger again. So maybe pick what size you want and go just a little bit smaller if you're thinking about going fairly big. Understand that there are other things besides just how many cc's. There's other things to consider, like profile. I'm 5'7". I'm kind of broader in the chest, so I was given medium profile. I really kind of wanted high profile, but my surgeon was like, listen, you got to be like a big girl to get high profile. He's like, you're not that big. I know you think you are, but you're not. And he said you could end up with the uniboob, where the skin pulls away from the sternum and you have like one big boob. He said medium profile is the way to go. And he was right. So I've seen surgeons, especially ones that are local to where I live, they put like the small profile in every woman, and he just would adjust the size with the cc's, and these women looked ridiculous. They had torpedo tits. I mean, that's just what they looked like. They were awful. I was really concerned about rippling. It's those creases that you see on the side. And so what my surgeon did, and I'm not recommending this because I am a little curious if perhaps what he did to prevent rippling may have been what contributed to my right one rupturing. But he overfilled it a little bit. I have 480 cc implants filled to 500. And so because they're a little bit firmer and a little bit overfilled, I didn't have that rippling. I mean, they looked extremely natural, even when I was like leaning forward, and they just look good all the time until one ruptured. A lot more information has come out about the gummy bears. Don't get those. There's a lot of complications with them. See, when I first was going to get my boobs done, gummy bears were kind of new, and everybody was saying so many great things about them, how they felt, how, you know, if there was a rupture or a tear or anything with the implant, everything would stay intact. And that's not really true. It's true to a degree, but there's a lot of problems. Some of them have even been taken off the market. The other big thing that was being pushed at the time were textured implants, because they said you were less likely to develop a capsule and therefore have capsular contracture if you had the textured implant. Now they know your body will always make a capsule no matter what, and they're finding that that texture was flaking off in women's bodies, and it was also creating this, because it was textured, there are all these like little nooks and crannies for bacteria to breed and develop and grow, and women were having a lot more problems, and it was a lot more likely that they were having reactions. So now they're having them taken out. I had asked for those two things when I went to see my surgeon, and what he said to me was, I only use Smooth. I've always used Smooth. I haven't seen a problem with them. I don't feel that the textured's been on the market long enough for me to stand behind it, which I think is great advice. The other thing he said, he did a lot of reconstructive surgery, and so he said, as far as the gummies go, they're very firm, and I use the more reconstructive surgery because they help push out when there's not enough skin, usually because of mastectomy or, you know, something like that. And he goes, that's not your case. You have plenty of skin. Go with something a little bit softer. Go with the saline. And I did. And I was very happy with them. And it's just so sad because of all these problems that are happening with the gummies, and to think that those were really pushed, those and silicone, for women that are recovering from mastectomies and having reconstructive surgery. So here they are dealing with cancer, dealing with a mastectomy, and now so many of them are dealing with health problems and issues with their implants that they got. It's so unfair. It's so sad, and I feel for these women so much. What else? Coming out of surgery, one of the things that was the hardest thing for me was, like, I wanted to, like, stretch, but you can't, because, like, all this, you can't stretch it. And so I got a really good back massager to help just release all that tension and just, when I couldn't do it. I slept elevated for, I don't know, probably weeks, and that really helped with swelling and congestion, and, just, it also helped me to not roll over and move a lot, so I didn't hurt myself. Another thing, I had a little bit of bruising afterwards, not a lot. I had a great surgeon, and so I had arnica, and I just used the oil, and I rubbed it on when I first was able to take off my bandages and look, and I saw that I was bruised, and I put the arnica oil on. I went to bed. I woke up the next morning. All the bruising was gone. Like, it did not even go through the typical stages of bruising. Like, it didn't go, purple, green, yellow, gone. No, it went purplish red, gone. Arnica is awesome. And it's also really good for helping with pain. Let's see, what else? I can't really think of anything else, but if you have any questions, I'm just an open book, so feel free to ask whatever you want to ask. And if I think of anything else, I'm trying to just run through beforehand. I don't know. I can't think of anything. So, all right, I guess that's it. I hope you have a great day. And hey, I put my eyebrows on for you. I think that means we're dating now. All right, let me get through this turn. All right, love you guys. Bye.